Ladies, get ready for the Body Transformation and Weight Loss Blueprint webinar featuring a true pioneer in natural health and wellness, introducing Erin Warden, also known as the Juice Doctor. The Juice Doctor is an award-winning clinical nutritionist, natural health researcher, and detox specialist. He's a trailblazer, an innovator, and the producer of botanical health products. You may recognize him as the star of Channel 4 and Sky TV's Supersized Kids, where Erin took a 26-stone teenager on an emotional roller coaster to transform his life and ultimately his weight. As a social entrepreneur, humanitarian, CEO, and founder of Vivo Nutrients, Go Detox, and MI Healthcare Group, the Juice Doctor is committed to providing natural health solutions that produce real results. His mission is simple: freedom through well-being. Join us for an insightful and fun experience as the Juice Doctor takes us through the award-winning wellness blueprint that has successfully helped 1,000s achieve natural weight loss, increased energy, amazing mental clarity, glowing skin, and overcome major health challenges without medication, fad diets, or stepping into a gym. The Juice Doctor's approach to wellness is revolutionary and cuts through uncertainty by thoroughly examining all aspects of your health and lifestyle. Once the root cause is identified, nature's finest organic ingredients are employed to create an inner environment conducive to accelerated well-being from within. Don't miss this life-changing opportunity to hear from the Juice Doctor live. Bring your health-related questions and get organic recommendations and remedies that will supercharge your health like never before. Make sure to follow the Juice Doctor on Instagram at ask.juicedoctor and on YouTube at Ask Juice Doctor. See you there.
Okay, thank you for joining us on our impromptu webinar today. My name is the Juice Doctor, aka Erin Warden. We are going to be speaking to you about prostate health, how you can improve your prostate, how can you reduce your enlarged prostate or bring down your inflammation if you have an inflamed prostate, also how you can prevent prostate cancer. Now, the reason why I'm doing this impromptu broadcast is because we have had some, you saw what happened with King Charles with his very, very public prostate analysis and his, subsequent surgery and treatment. We've also had quite a high level of numbers of cases of people that have been diagnosed with quite advanced prostate disease or prostatitis or prostate cancer or enlarged prostate. And the numbers are spiraling up, up, up. And there seems to be no end of these cases in sight. So I've had a lot of people calling me and asking me, is there anything we can do to help with their situations? And lots of men are struggling with, serious cases of incontinence. They're waking up 3 or 4 times in the night, sometimes up to 10 times in the night. They're going to the toilet 5 or 6 times in a day. Sometimes they don't make it to the toilet because the levels of incontinence is so strong because their enlarged prostate is putting a huge amount of pressure on their bladder. So there's a lot of men who are struggling to contend with this current situation. So King Charles highlighting it has really helped to bring this situation to the forefront. So I'm happy to be here as a natural health practitioner and advocate to really help empower men with the tools, knowledge, and understanding they need to take them from where they are now, suffering in silence, to where they need to be and having the right information so they can make the right choices. Now, if you're a man watching this broadcast, you are going to be definitely getting some really powerful information. If you're not, and you're a woman, a lady, or a daughter, I'm sure you have a father or a brother or an uncle, a grandfather, a nephew, or somebody in your network or in your circle who's a man who would definitely benefit from the information we're going to share today. So I also implore you to make sure that this information is communicated and relayed to them. Because one of the reasons why this impromptu broadcast is actually being delivered is because we did a video over the weekend talking about one of our prostate combos, and I'm so grateful and thankful to all those that shared it, in their networks. This is how an old client of 5 or 6 years was able to get in touch with me and explain his situation as to how desperately he was struggling with his enlarged prostate. And this is a person that's quite proactive about their health. They really, take pride in their appearance. They go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. They eat clean. They have a very good, healthy diet. They try to eat as clean as they can. They've done all the research. He's been on the internet. He said he's tried every product under the sun. He's tried everything like the internet. He's been to we call it the University of Google. He's studied there. He's gone through every type of magazine, self-help magazine. He's read all the books. He's tried everything that is available on the market to try and reduce his enlarged prostate, but he's still suffering with having to go to the toilet 10 times every single night, and he's really, really desperate. But he was so grateful that somebody shared a video that we posted with him over the weekend, and that's what prompted him to get in touch to see if there's anything we can do. And of course, there's so much we can do. We have so much knowledge, we have so much information, we have so much experience of working with people just like him and people like yourself or people that you may be connected to who are struggling with the same thing. So we're really going to implore you to make sure this information gets to those people so they can get some of the information that we're going to share with you today. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to give you a quick intro and then we'll jump right into the business.
Gentlemen, welcome to an evening of profound insight into men's health. We are delighted to introduce our distinguished speaker for this special event, the eminent Aaron Warden, also known as the Juice Doctor. The Juice Doctor, a clinical nutritionist, detox specialist, and integrated wellness practitioner, is a beacon of health and wellness. Join us every Thursday at 7 p.m. on Zoom as the Juice Doctor takes us on a transformative journey towards optimal health. Not only is the Juice Doctor a gifted speaker, but he's also the visionary force behind multiple revolutionary brands. Through Ask Juice Doctor, he fuses cutting-edge biotechnology with natural cleansing and juice nutrition to achieve optimal health and natural healing from within. And now, introducing Effective Man by Ask Juice Doctor, a health club for men, where he will embark on a journey to guide and coach men to their ultimate well-being. But that's not all. The Juice Doctor is also the driving force behind MI Healthcare, a multifaceted health practice offering cutting-edge solutions, personalized nutritional therapy, and naturopathy using the functional medicine approach. And last but not least, Vivo Nutrients, where the Juice Doctor promotes freedom through well-being, equipping people with the knowledge, tools, and lifestyle changes required to take charge of their health. The Juice Doctor starred on Super Size Kids, a 2-part Channel 4 investigation into childhood obesity. Viewers were given an open opportunity to witness the challenges obese children undergo. Don't wait any longer to embrace a healthier you. Join Juice Doctor's OxyFlush 5-Day Challenge. This challenge can change your life, supporting weight loss, immune function, and overall health. The Juice Doctor also designed a 21-day detox program to holistically heal and cleanse the body. Join forces with the Juice Doctor for a life-changing journey. In just 6 weeks, discover the power of holistic health, personalized nutrition, and expert guidance in reversing diabetes. Partner with the Juice Doctor for an 8-week journey to lower blood pressure naturally. Let's make hypertension a thing of the past. Ready to shine this summer? Join the Juice Doctor's Weight Loss Summer Challenge and embark on a journey to transform your body and revitalize your health. Join us as we explore different topics every week on Effective Man. This Thursday, we are going to dive deep into prostate health. Everyone, get ready for an evening of enlightenment and empowerment with Aaron Warden, the Juice Doctor. Join us every Thursday at 7 p.m. on Zoom.
Okay, so that's the introductions out of the way. So let's get down into the business of the day. As I said, we're not going to keep you too long. We're just going to give you a quick, a shallow dive into how we can manage our prostate health and how we can improve your prostate health. And we're going to provide you some tools and some really powerful resources that you can use to reverse your enlarged prostate if you're suffering with that, and also to help address some of the byproducts of having an enlarged prostate. As we know, the obvious one is that you're going to be having that, incontinence of maybe going to the toilet up to 10 times a night, like our dear friend. But also, you may be suffering with erectile dysfunction. You may be having low libido. You may be having low energy. Maybe your motivation, your get up and go has got up and left. All of these things are byproducts of you having that very serious imbalance in your prostate. So we're going to help you to address some of those and provide you some of the tools. Now, this is not something I do often. It's not something I do regularly. But because I've seen the level of need and the level of suffering that our men are going through, I've almost felt compelled to have to put something together to make sure we can get this information out there to the men that are in need of it the most. So at the end of today's short broadcast, we're also going to make you an irresistible proposal to make sure you have no excuse, because I know men that like to suffer in silence. They don't always take action, and they always find any kind of reason why they should not step up to the plate and do what needs to be done, because they feel, I'll tough it out, I'm a man, I'll be okay. But oftentimes that's not the right approach, and more often than not, they find themselves burying their head in the sand, and then when they wake up and smell the coffee, oftentimes they're too far down the road and it's too late to take the relevant action. So I'm going to make you an indecent proposal to make it very, very easy for you to get yourself out of that rut and bring you into that place where you need to be in terms of having your wellness back and putting your health back firmly into your hands. We need our men, we need our brothers, we need our uncles, we need our fathers to be around. We don't want to see any more men dropping out and dying a preventable death. So let's jump right in to our slides so I can give you some visuals so you can really get a really clear picture of some of the things I'm going to be sharing with you today. So let's quickly start with some statistics. I'm not sure if you're aware that 1 in 4 black men will get prostate cancer in their lifetime. And I'm not sure if you're also aware that black men are more likely to get prostate cancer than other races, who actually have a 1 in 8 chance of getting the same disease. The reason for this is actually unknown, but some say it may be linked to their genes. Now, a lot of studies have shown that prostate cancer in black men has a different genetic profile, and the mutations can be quite different. It's also a more aggressive form of cancer, and at diagnosis, they often present with a higher stage of the cancer. So I had a client about a year ago. It wasn't even a client, actually. It was a relative of a client, and they told me that their brother had gone for a screen test, a prostate cancer screen test in, I think, April of that year, and everything was all clear. They came back, everything was fine. 6 months later, something happened. They had some symptoms. They went back and they did a test, and they discovered that they had developed cancer, but it was actually at stage 4. Now, this is bearing witness or bearing out the studies and the evidence that has been released and published about the fact that if it's a genetic mutation or genetic disposition that is causing African men or black men to, when they develop cancer, to have it at a very advanced state before it's recognized. So this was bearing out that same evidence by showing that a man who tested 6 months prior was clear, but 6 months later was showing a very advanced stage 4 cancer in development in his prostate. This is a person who's relatively healthy and has a relatively clean life. So it's really highlighting the importance of getting yourself checked and tested early, because if you can catch it early, there's a lot more that can be done. So let's look at some of the risk factors for developing enlarged prostate or prostatitis or any of the actual prostate diseases, so that we can look at how we can reduce our risk of falling into that category of those type of people. Now, the first thing it says, it increases with age. So the older you are, the more likely you are to develop prostate disease. If you have a family history of BPH or benign prostate hyperplasia, which is enlarged prostate, if you're obese, if you're overweight, you also are at higher risk of developing prostate disease. Or if you suffer with diabetes, or you have high blood pressure, or you smoke, these are all placing you at a much higher risk of developing prostate disease. Now, if you see what's happening in front of you now, you can see on the left, you can see a normal prostate with a normal bladder and the normal prostate at the normal size. On the right, you can see an enlarged prostate and the bladder in the middle, which is quite tightly squeezed because of the pressure imparted upon it by the enlarged gland. How does this happen? Now, this is why I say the knowledge is important, but having the understanding is even more important, because I said the guy's done all his research, he's gained all sorts of knowledge, he's done every type of study in terms of going to the self-help magazines, going on the internet, going through Google, and he's tried all these remedies and tried all these different solutions or that are recommended to him, but nothing seems to have worked. Why has nothing worked? Because he hasn't got the understanding. There's a scripture that says in, I think, Hosea 4:6, my people perish because they lack knowledge. Sometimes when you don't know, you just don't know. But even getting knowledge is not always going to give you the answers and the solution that you need. This guy's got lots of knowledge, but he doesn't have the understanding. He doesn't know why he's trying to do the things he's trying to do, or why the medicines that he's taking, or the solutions that he's taking, or the remedies that he's taking are actually going to have any kind of positive impact on his situation. This is why it's really important to have understanding of what you're doing. And if you haven't got the understanding, work with somebody who does have the understanding, so they can guide you and they can direct you through that process. Now, the reason why the prostate is becoming large is because there's an increase in what they call DHT, which is dihydrotestosterone, or dihydrotestosterone, DHT, they call it for short. Now, DHT is an androgen or a hormone that stimulates the development of male characteristics. It's a hormone that's responsible for your facial hair, growing your hair on your head, and different characteristics that only a male would have. However, that is going to happen and maintain its normal mode of action when it's at the right levels in the blood. If you have a poor lifestyle, or you have poor lifestyle choices such as smoking, drinking alcohol, having a poor diet, lots of processed foods, having high stress levels, or taking certain medication for a long time, you can actually increase your body's levels of DHT production, which then puts you in a state of imbalance. Because it's responsible for growing hair, growing glands, growing male organs. If it's gone into overdrive, or if it's gone into overproduction, it will start to cause the gland to grow at an exacerbated rate, which leaves you with an enlarged prostate. But that same overproduction of that hormone also is what is responsible for men developing male pattern baldness. As well as it helping to grow your hair, it can also help you to lose your hair if it's overproduced in too high a number. So this DHT is a very, very important factor in prostate being enlarged, and it's also a very important player in you trying to reverse or take the relevant action to reverse that enlarged prostate. So we'll talk a little bit more about that when we come to the solutions. Now we've got an inflamed prostate. This is an inflamed prostate where on the left you can see a normal prostate. This is the urine coming through with a nice wide urethra. Then you've got the prostate at the bottom, which is in its normal state. It's not impacted on the urethra in any way, so it's not putting any pressure. So there's no real heavy demand or heavy requirement for them to go to the toilet with any level of urgency. But on the right, you can see an inflamed prostate, which I say they call it prostatitis. Anything itis means inflammation or inflamed. So prostatitis means inflammation of the prostate, where you can see the gland is enlarged and it's putting a lot of pressure. It's compressing the urethra and causing the bladder to be under severe stress, which is meaning that a lot of the urine is not going to be released properly, which is always going to be causing you to be having an urgent desire to go to the loo, and not so oftentimes, and more often than not, you might not quite make it. And this way you having those little incontinent accidents. Now, prostatitis inflammation is caused by bacteria. This bacteria, when it goes into the urinary tract, it enters into the prostate, and the urinary tract includes things like the kidneys, the bladder, the urethra that connect the kidneys to the bladder. So when you have a high level of bacteria in your blood and your kidneys trying to filter it out, sometimes these bacteria can get caught up in the urinary tract on the way out, and that's when you can kind of get those burning sensations in your urine and other symptoms that are related to that particular problem. So some of the symptoms of having an enlarged prostate will be you have the frequent urination, especially at night, or frequent desire to urinate. You'll also have a weak or low or slow urinary stream, so it's not always going to come out at the level you want it to. You may have difficulty starting or stopping during urination, or a feeling of incomplete bladder emptying. So you feel that you've gone, but you don't feel like you've emptied out completely, so you still feel you need to go again. You may also experience dribbling after urination, or UTIs, which is a urinary tract infection. Lastly, it's not always often, but you may also have cases of blood in your urine. Now, looking at the prostatitis, the inflammation or inflamed prostate, you have pretty much some of the same symptoms as with an enlarged prostate. But in addition to that, you may also have pain or discomfort in the pelvic area, in the groin or in the genitals. You may also have some painful ejaculations. You may also find blood in your semen. And you may also experience erectile dysfunction. So these are some of the symptoms of having an inflamed prostate. So you've got an inflamed prostate and you have an enlarged prostate. Then you've got, how do you diagnose these conditions? The first one that they use, which is a very uncomfortable and somewhat derogatory process, where they have to insert a finger into your rectal area to examine and to feel the size of the prostate. I don't know why they have to go through that way. I just don't know why they do it that way. There's other ways that you can check, but we'll talk about that as we progress as well. Then you also may do a urine analysis, which is a way that you check for blood or infection in the urine. They also have a prostate-specific antigen, which is a PSA test, which is not really utilized as much, because sometimes you can have a high level of PSA, which might not necessarily mean that you have cancer. It just means that there's something else going in the blood that has caused the PSA levels to rise. But they also use that as a way of measuring the status of your prostate. They may also do a uroflowmetry, which is a way that they measure the strength and the flow of your urine through the pathways, through the bladder. And lastly, they may do a cytoscopy, which is a direct look at the urine in the bladder and the urethra. If you have an enlarged prostate, they have a few recommended treatments that they would recommend. Number one is to increase your levels of exercise. Increase levels of exercise, avoid smoking, and limit your alcohol intake. When we said earlier on about these things triggering the DHT production in the blood. And if you don't have a control of those enzymes and those hormones, you may find yourself going into a state of hormonal imbalance, which will lead to your prostate enlarging. Then it also recommend medications. Now, the medications I talk about things like alpha blockers, which will help to relax the muscles in the prostate and the urethra, making it easier for you to urinate. Then they have the 5-alpha reductase inhibitors. Now, these 5-alpha reductase inhibitors, which they use to shrink the prostate gland, are very, very, very important components in your journey or in your quest for overcoming and reversing your prostate hyperplasia, which is your enlarged prostate. So we'll talk a little bit more about 5-alpha reductase inhibitors as we proceed. And the last one they recommend may be a combination therapy incorporating all of the above, as well as maybe some surgery. Prostate cancer. If you have prostate cancer, if you have your enlarged prostate and it's not addressed, it's not brought into check, it's not brought into range in time, using the right level of remedies or having the right level of understanding or the right level of knowledge, and more importantly, the right tools, then it may develop into an inflamed prostate, where it may be enlarged and inflamed, which is a double jeopardy, where you've got enlarged prostate and an inflamed prostate. So you're going to get a lot of discomfort, a lot of pain, and probably much a horrible combination of all of the symptoms we mentioned earlier. Then it may well progress or degenerate into prostate cancer, because you've got a very vulnerable organ, you've got high levels of hormonal imbalance, you've got an immune system that's overwhelmed because you haven't got the bacteria or the infection under control. So now your body is very susceptible and open to attack by cancerous cells, which will then start to cause those cells to mutate, and then you'll start to see the growth of tumors. So there's a very, very few lines of treatment available when you've reached that stage. Number one is to obviously recommend is always going to be surgery, then chemotherapy, and along with radiotherapy, sometimes it'll be a combination of the two. They may also recommend some hormone therapy, because they can see that there's a hormone imbalance because of something that you're eating or your lifestyle or your stress levels that you're not managing very well. So you're going to recommend some hormone therapy to try and bring those hormones that are out of line back into balance. They may also recommend cryotherapy or HIFU, which is high intensity focused ultrasound, which is another new method that they're using nowadays as well. Or they may, looking at your age, they may just maybe recommend active surveillance, which are men that have a low risk prostate cancer. They just don't recommend any kind of treatment course, but they'll just monitor and observe how your body responds over time, especially that they do when it's much older men. So talking of older men, you saw how King Charles, I'm sure he's way up in his early 80s or late 70s, he, bless him, made it very public that his case of enlarged prostate was something that was troubling him, and he wanted to get it addressed. And he did a very public, the right thing actually, of trying to raise awareness to bring more attention to this. And this is part of the reason what's really prompted me as well, because I know a lot of people are suffering in silence. I'm sure you may know some as well who are suffering with prostate enlargement or prostatitis or prostate cancer, and they may not always have the levels of disposable income that King Charles may have to be able to take themselves off to a lovely private clinic in the heart of central London and get themselves treated. So this kind of information is really targeted at them to really help them to access the tools and knowledge and information so that they can then take the right decision and adopt a course of action that's going to be helpful and beneficial to them and their health and their loved ones. Because we need our men around, but we need them to have access to the right information to keep themselves here. So how was King Charles treated? I'm still used to call him Prince Charles. How was King Charles treated? How was he treated? Now, obviously, he's going to have access to a lot more advanced treatment methods and therapies than probably the average man would have. But let's just show you what he would have probably gone through. They said he was in there for a short surgery. He was in and out within 2 days. They have quite a few different surgery options available. But based on the place that he went to the London clinic, which is a very, very, very high class and very, very British, very, well-established private hospital in central London, where he would have probably undergone what they call a TURP. You have a number of different procedures, but because they said he had surgery and the amount of time he was in there for, which kind of lends to the fact that it may well have been a TURP, which stands for transurethral resection of the prostate. It's a surgical procedure that involves cutting away a section of the prostate and removing any excess prostate tissue using an electrical wire loop. It's done under general anesthetic, and you generally stay in there for 1 to 2 days, which King Charles did, and your recovery time is about 4 to 6 weeks. Now, that particular procedure costs just shy of £7,000. That's just for the treatment. That's £6,615 is the exact price. But that doesn't take into consideration that your overnight stay. That's just for the treatment, for the doctors, for the surgeons, the anesthetists, and all the surgical team that are present during the operation. So £6,615 is no small ask. So I'm sure all of you don't have £6,615 in your back pocket or sitting in your bank account waiting for you to get ill. You can just quickly, dispatch that to your local private hospital. But King Charles does. So we are putting this information out there for people who don't have that level of disposable income. And maybe, you may be in a better position than maybe the person who's actually suffering. So maybe you can actually help them out by, providing them with this type of information so that they can then find out what's accessible and affordable to them. So King Charles, he had a TURP surgery operation, which would have allowed him to be in and out within a couple of days. And then he would just probably have to lay low for about the next 4 to 6 weeks while he recovers. But having said that, and having gone through that, we always recommend prevention is always going to be better than cure. Why would you wait till you go through that situation when you know there's things you can do to prevent that? We always try and advocate for people to prevent sickness from happening rather than waiting till it's happened and then you're trying to fight fires after the horse was already bolted. So we always try to put information out there that will help you to take the relevant steps to put you in a position where you can actually prevent this from becoming your situation, especially if you know you don't have £6,615 waiting to deal with the situation. So what do we do to help you prevent yourself from developing prostate disease or prostate cancer? Well, number one, we say know your status. Know your status. We do a very, very powerful and far-reaching, non-invasive MOT health scan that really gets into the deep roots of all the underlying organs and underlying issues that affect those organs within your body. And one of the organs out of the 48 organs that we check on that particular organ scan is the prostate. We do a prostate analysis where we look at your prostate, we look at the state of your prostate, we look at your hyperplasia, we look at the levels of calcification, we look at the levels of enlargement, and we also look at the levels of inflammation. So we can see if your prostate is inflamed, we can see if your prostate is enlarged, we can see if your prostate is suffering with any level of infection without having to have that invasive procedure of doing the digital rectal examination. So our scan done through your hand, you simply hold on to the device and it's able to read the state of all your organs through the very advanced technology that we use. Now, this 48 organ report is just one of the scans we do. We have another scan that does up to 197 different organs and different systems within the body. So pretty much every part of your body can be analyzed and assessed to really give you a very detailed picture of what the state of your internal organs are at any given time. I went to Spires Hospital just recently to do their blood test, just to see what was out there, to see what was available to most of our clients, because most of our clients come to us after they've been to the hospitals, after they've been to the specialist, they've done the MRI scan, they've done the CT scan, they've done the blood test, they've done the laparoscopy, they've done every type of oscopy to try and understand what's going on internally, but they always come back inconclusive, or they can't give them any kind of defined answers as to what's happening, but they know that they don't feel right. So I decided I wanted to see what's actually available within that community. So I went to Spires. I paid, I think, £300-400 for their top or most advanced blood test. And the maximum it tested for was 55 biomarkers, which includes your HbA1, your vitamin D, your B12, your thyroid, your cardiovascular system, your blood count. 55 biomarkers is what they were able to do when they took about 5 vials of blood to be able to give you those results, and had to wait 3 weeks to get the results back. 55 biomarkers versus 250. We do about 197 on one, and we do another 48 on the other. So just under 250 biomarkers we check. So we get a lot more information and a lot more data, so we can make a lot more informed decisions as to the best course of action. But one of the key areas that we look at that's really important, not as alongside looking at the prostate itself, is looking at the state of the organs that support the prostate. We look at the state of your minerals, your trace elements, and your vitamins. And we'll talk a little bit more about this as we proceed. That you can see on the left-hand side, you can see in the trace elements, the things in the yellow or things close to red are the things that are really out of range, because everything should be in the green. And the things on the right, if they're on the right, away from the green, they're also out of range. So the further they are away from the green is the more in a state of disorder or imbalance they are. So looking on the chart on the left, you can see the zinc was out of range. It's very, very low. And also their iodine, their magnesium was also quite low, as well as their iron. This will tell me that if you're having a low level of zinc and you're trying to keep your prostate in balance, you're going to have a set of problems that you may not be able to contend with until you address your levels of zinc, because zinc is extremely, crucially important for maintaining the levels of your DHT, or your testosterone in the blood. If you don't have enough zinc, then because zinc is actually a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor. It actually inhibits the alpha reductor enzyme from producing and working with other enzymes and coenzymes to produce that DHT. And if you haven't got something that blocks that DHT from producing, then it's going to produce out of control and it's going to cause your prostate to enlarge. So zinc is always, always, always a very, very key component in making sure you have a good level of prostate health. Then we also looked at the vitamins on the right. You can see the vitamin A was low, the vitamin B1 was low, the vitamin B3. And B3 is another very important alpha reductase inhibitor, because it also blocks the DHT. So these are some of the little things that people don't know. Like I said, the colleague was looking at all the remedies, trying to research to how we can get his enlarged prostate reduced, but he didn't understand the mechanisms. And this is why we say, my people perish, because they don't know. Even if you know, you still have to have the understanding of what your body is actually supposed to be doing, or what these mechanisms that are taking place in the body, what they're actually trying to achieve. And once you understand what they're trying to achieve, then you can then support them to be able to do that or perform that role more effectively. So vitamin B, B1, B3, these are all low. These are all the things that we look at when we do your scan to try and make sure we can take the relevant steps, put the relevant things in place to make sure you don't fall into that risk of developing prostate disease. We also look at your food, the status of your food. We look at your diet. We look at what you're eating, so you can identify any trigger foods, any foods, because there are lots of foods that will also trigger the production of a DHT. If you have a lot of DHT producing foods in your diet, no matter how much prostate medicine you take, or no matter how much medicine you take to try and reduce the enlarged prostate, unbeknown to you, you're eating foods that are causing it or contributing to making it worse in the first place on a regular basis. So just having that understanding of what foods are actually playing a role in that process is going to have a huge, huge impact on your ability to bring your prostate back into order. We look at your foods that are bad and we identify those. We also look at your foods that are good. We help you to identify those foods so you can incorporate more of those type of foods into your diet. And this will all be, form part of your lifestyle program or your lifestyle change program that we may recommend to help bring that about. Then once we've got that clear information, we'll then probably go to one of our go-to programs. If it's a prostate issue, we'll probably recommend one of our go-to programs, which is our Prostate Gold Male Reproductive and Prostate Health Combo, or the Prostate Combo for short, which allows us to then unleash all the vitamins and minerals and compounds and enzymes and plant-based compounds that your body needs in a format that the body is able to recognize. Because if you don't give the body food or medicine in a format of food that it can recognize, it's not going to be able to absorb it, so it's not going to be able to utilize it to any levels of great levels of effect. So we include all the things like the 5A reductase inhibitors. So we said that 5-alpha-5 reductase is another enzyme that if it is not controlled, this is going to trigger the DHT to produce at a high or more exacerbated rate. So we're going to make sure you've got the right type of foods with the right type of compounds that are going to help to stop that process from happening and then reverse or reduce the level of growth of your prostate and keeping things in the normal zones. We also help to release simultaneously into the body all the relevant minerals, the nutrients, and the foods that your body will need and use for accelerated wellness from within, using the food using the food as in a form that the body recognizes, because that's, as I said, the way that the body's actually going to utilize it and absorb it and ensure it has the greatest effect. What's in that pack, in the Prostate Gold pack? Now, this Prostate Gold pack is something that we've taken time and put together over years and years of study and research to make sure we've put together a formula, a formidable team of plant-based superheroes that really, in their own right, all are really super powerhouses that really have a positive effect on really bringing your prostate back into order. Not only your prostate, as we said, all of the associated areas as well, because as I said, your libido may go down, your energy levels may go down, your erectile function may become dysfunctional. All of these areas are all going to be impacted by your state of imbalance because they're all hormone related. So once you've got the right foods and the right nutrients and the right compounds going in the right formulation, you're going to have a profound effect and, more important, an even more profound outcome as a result of them. So let's have a quick run through what some of them do. So number one, we have Prostate Gold. Prostate Gold is one of our contains some of our top 5 alpha reductase inhibitors in one place. You've got a thing called beta testosterone, which is a very powerful reductase inhibitor in the form of saw palmetto. I'm sure you've heard of that. We also have stinging nettle. It's got burdock. It's got lycopene. Lycopene is crucial for the health of the prostate. You get it in from tomatoes or fresh ripe tomatoes, and also pumpkin seed. Pumpkin seed is very rich in zinc. It's very rich in phosphorus. It's very rich in magnesium. It's very rich in a lot of minerals that the prostate uses to really maintain its state of order and state of balance. Then you have Man Up. Man Up is a natural testosterone booster. Now you've got testosterone and you've got DL testosterone. The testosterone is good. The DH testosterone is bad. You don't have too much TL testosterone. You want to have more of the good testosterone to make sure you maintain that balance of the good type of hormones that your body needs to maintain that manliness and to maintain that energy and that physical strength, and as well as biological strength. So the Man Up really provides all the raw materials to make sure we keep those testosterone levels in the upper echelons. It's also very enriched with things like green tea, which has a lot of powerful antioxidants, black maca, L-arginine, and top amino acids that help support the development and the maintenance of good, healthy testosterone levels. So Man Up is a really powerful tool in any arsenal where you're trying to maintain or regain high levels of prostate health. Then we also have hemkin. Hemkin seed oil is another very powerful formulation. It's a combination of hemp seed oil, which is very rich in omega-3, omega-6, and then in a fine balance. It's also rich in zinc, magnesium, phosphorus, and essential fatty acids, which the body will utilize very, very effectively to really facilitate the redevelopment or regeneration of healthy cells. And healthy cells will obviously give you healthy tissues, which gives you healthy organs and healthy function. Oxyflush. King Oxyflush, they call it. Oxyflush is a very powerful colon cleanser because the colon surrounds the prostate, and issues that block the colon, like inflammation or releasing toxins, they can also affect the nearby prostate. And we said earlier, when you have an inflamed prostate, it's because if you have a high level of bacteria or which will trigger inflammation, because the toxin that they release will trigger inflammation, and that will then have an impact on the function of the prostate and cause it to enlarge as well, because it becomes inflamed, which also leads it to becoming enlarged. So by you clearing any harmful waste or harmful toxins that are around that environment, it helps to really keep the prostate in a much greater state of health. Manhood enhances male performance and supports bladder control. It's a very, 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 very powerful product to help support bladder control and reduce that urge for those frequent urinations, especially during the daytime and as well as at night. It's been rich with things like tribulus, terrestris, horny goatweed, shatavari, lots of really powerful plants that are renowned for their ability to really increase the blood supply to your male reproductive organs and really helps to keep them in check and in good working order. So if you're running low on maybe, you're not getting the right levels of erections, or you're not having the right level of erection power, or your stamina is a bit low, manhood is a very, very powerful tool to really help support and open those arteries to make sure you get a good supply of blood to the required areas. Lastly, we have zinc, a high strength zinc as well. We need a high strength zinc because you need to make sure we maintain good levels of zinc, because you know that, I'm not sure if you're aware, that more than 16 studies have been done, and all of them have shown that zinc reduction is always present in most of the cases. Up to 80% of cases of prostate cancer cases, there's always a deficiency in zinc, because they know how important having zinc in the prostate is to maintaining good prostate health. So if you have a deficiency or any low level in zinc, you're going to be very, very open and susceptible to developing enlarged prostate, inflamed prostate, or prostate cancer, just from not having that one trace element in the right levels alone. So having the right amounts of zinc and other essential minerals and vitamins will have a profound effect on maintaining good levels of health. But on top of that, we also give you our Prostate Care Mega Toolkit, which is a definitive guide to male reproductive health. Now, we use these tools sometimes as part of our program to make sure if you are going for a prostate program, you make sure we not only give you the vitamins, the minerals, and the supplements, we also make sure that you have access to the right type of food and the right types of information. So, because we're doing this informative broadcast today, and we really want to give some value to the people that are listening, as we progress, I'm going to be sharing with you what I'm going to be literally giving away to those that have stayed to the end of this broadcast, to make sure that we've kind of given you as a thank you and encouragement to make sure you have all the things that you need to take action and take your health to the next level. So we're going to put together a package, and as I said, we're going to give you an irresistible proposal, or an indecent proposal, as they say, which is something that you can't resist, to make sure that you have no excuse, especially as a man who's trying to, or battling to get their health and their prostate and their reproductive health back on track. We're going to give you an offer that will enable you to get all the things that you need in a way, in a format that you can understand, you can absorb it, and you can take action with it in one foul swoop, in one place, so that you are fully empowered and inspired, hopefully, to take your health to the next level. So you get the Mega Toolkit. Inside that package, we're also going to give you our easy 5-minute smoothies. You get about 16, sometimes even more smoothies, which is all the smoothies that your body will need, that contains all the ingredients to support your prostate and to support its function and the whole of your reproductive health. So not just your prostate, but the whole of your male reproductive organs. There are certain compounds or certain minerals that only exist in certain foods. So if you put all those foods together and you make it as a smoothie, it then allows all those nutrients to converge on your body and your blood at the same time, which gives your body like a rush of all the spare parts and all the tools that it needs to go to work on repairing any imbalances or any damaged organs or tissues. So along with this 16 easy 5-minute smoothies, we're also going to give you what we call the ailment-specific recipes and ingredients summary. So with that ailment-specific recipes, if you're trying to support your prostate, you're going to get recipes that are going to support your prostate, but you're also going to get the explanation of what ingredient is going in there and what that ingredient does and why it's useful. So it's not just about you having knowledge, you have to have understanding. The Bible says wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and in all you're getting, get understanding. So wisdom without understanding is just wisdom. Wisdom is like the key to knowing the right decision to make at the right time. But if you don't have the understanding, you can make the right decision, but you don't understand why you made that decision, so therefore you're not going to get the desired outcome. So we're going to provide you with additional information, the inside track, to make sure not only are you doing what you're doing to help your health, but you have the understanding. So even when you've got your health back, you're going to know how to maintain that long term. Post your program, post your doing your detox, or post doing whatever it is you're going to do, get your health back on track. You have that additional understanding to support your wisdom to make sure you always make the right decisions all the time. On top of that, we're going to give you our 7 days prostate specific meal plan with recipes and ingredient benefit summary. Again, we're going to show you how these foods combine together to help support your prostate or to help support your reproductive organs, and what the ingredients are, what's in those ingredients that makes them so effective, and what's making them so beneficial. This is all going to be incorporated as part of your meal plans. We call it ailment-specific ingredient summary. On top of that, we're also going to give you our prostate health guide, which is a very definitive guide that shows you how to support natural apoptosis, which is programmed cell death, using food as medicine. So if you're struggling with prostate cancer and you want to find out how can I get those cells to die using the immune system, then you've got to make sure you have food as your medicine. You've got to know what foods, what's in those foods that's going to bring about that ultimate demise, which is the apoptosis, which is the programmed cell death, the death of the cells that you don't want in your body or you don't want in your blood. So we're going to help you to have that understanding through this particular guide that shows you how to support natural apoptosis using food. It doesn't end there. In addition to all of the above, we're still also going to give you our top DHT enhancing foods to avoid, because there's a set of foods that you'll eat that will contribute to your testosterone rapidly reproducing and bringing it into that level of imbalance or disorder where it starts to cause your prostate to enlarge, it starts to cause your hair to start shrinking or to start thinning, till eventually it starts to develop baldness, and you start having that male pattern baldness. This is all caused by the same process, by that DHT, if it's left to spiral out of control. So we're going to show you and highlight to you those foods that you may be ingesting on a daily basis that will be contributing to that situation. So just by knowing those foods, and more importantly, avoiding them, it will help to rapidly improve your prostate health and increase your natural reduction of 5-alpha reductase, because you need to stop that enzyme from working with the other enzymes to trigger the production of DHT. And in addition to that, we said we're going to give you an offer that you cannot refuse. We're also going to give you access to our HealthHub, My HealthHub app. We have a very, very powerful app that you can download from the App Store if you have an Apple phone or iPhone. You can also get it from the Google Play if you have an Android phone. It's going to give you access to our support resources, video tutorials, meal plans, smoothie guides, accountability, and so much more to make sure you have no excuse to succeed and get your health back on track and back into your hands where it belongs. So that's our full suite of services on our My HealthHub app that we're also going to give you access to as a part of this irresistible offer. So let's look at what it will cost you if we were to charge you for all of those services, because we want to make sure that you have everything that you need, but we also want to make sure you have the value of what we're giving you today, what we're putting into your hands today, to make sure you can take your health to the next level. The value of the additional extras in our pack: your plant-based nutritional and superfood supplements, £280. Your award-winning 5-step wellbeing blueprint that we've used to help thousands of people across the world to bring their bodies from a state of disorder back into harmony, back into wellness. And you can go to our website, you can go to our YouTube channel, you can go to our Instagram, and you'll see hundreds upon hundreds of testimonials of people that have used our award-winning 5-step wellbeing blueprint, which is the HERN protocol, which is H for hydration, E for elimination, R for rest, N for nutrition, and E for exercise. These are the 5 pillars of health that we've used to really transform people's lives in a record short periods of time as well. That's going to be included in the package. You're also going to get the prostate and male reproductive health toolkit worth £250. Your prostate-specific meal plan with ailment-specific ingredients and benefit summary that we mentioned earlier. All the research has gone into putting these things together to make sure you have the right tools with the right knowledge and the right understanding. Since some of these are scientifically proven or created by dietitians who've had years of knowledge, of physiological knowledge, biological knowledge, and also culinary knowledge to understand what foods work with what and what foods contain what compounds to bring them into your body. That's going to be valued at £195. We also get your prostate-specific smoothie guide with the same ailment-specific ingredients and benefit summary, another £195, plus your 18 foods. This is really powerful. You're going to find out 18 foods that are scientifically proven to reduce enlarged prostate, which will contain all of the compounds, all of the 5-alpha reductase inhibitors, all the correct foods that you need to incorporate into your diet and incorporate into your journey and your lifestyle going forward. Then on top of that, you're also going to get the top foods to avoid for improved prostate health, valued at £145 and £180 respectively. In addition to that, we're also going to give you a year access to our wellness community and access to our app and wellness coaches, which is priceless. And when I say you get access to our wellness coaches, that means you get access to our practitioners if you have questions along the way, if you have things that you're not sure what to do, you're not sure how to make them, even though you've got all the instructions, but sometimes you just may want to ask questions or have someone just to hold your hand to give you that extra reassurance, that extra bit of comfort. This is priceless. We know what we charge when we see a client one-to-one or face-to-face. We do not give these services away for love, no money. But because we said we wanted to give you something that you cannot refuse, we want to remove all the excuses, we want to remove every blockage that you will put for yourself or any limiting belief that you think, oh, I can't do this. We are removing everything because we want you, our men, to succeed. So the grand total cost of all of this is £1,895. That is the total cost of all of the things in your value pack that you're going to get as part of our male reproductive and prostate combo. But as we said at the beginning, we're going to give you an offer that you cannot refuse. We're going to make you an indecent proposal because we really want you to succeed. We need our men to be in the rightful places. We need our men to be on top of their game. We need our men to be around for their children, for their grandchildren, for their nieces, for their nephews, for their sisters, for their spouses. We need them to be around. We don't need our men dropping out. And a lot of men are dropping out just because of sheer ignorance or sometimes laziness or sometimes because they just don't know. And if they do know, oftentimes men are very, they suffer in silence. They're very backwards in coming forward. They don't really come out and say, look, I need help. The fact that we're here today is because somebody saw a video and he realized that he needs help. He spoke out, he got in touch, he gave us a call, and now he's coming in for an appointment, or he's going to do an online appointment so we can get his problem resolved and get him back where he needs to be. This guy's been suffering with this situation for the last 3 years. Nowhere to go. He's tried the internet and now he's getting to a point where he's getting fed up. I know there are many other men who are in that same situation. They've tried everything based on what they know. Now they don't know what else to do. So we are here to make sure you have access to information so you can know that there is hope. We don't deal with men per se because most of our clients are women. Why? Because women are more proactive. Women really value their health. They'll come out, they'll say they've got a problem, they'll come and see us, somebody will recommend to us, they'll come, they'll do a consultation, we'll recommend them a program, they'll go on the program, they'll spend their money, they'll do the program, they'll comply, they'll do what needs to be done, they'll get results, and they'll go back out and they'll share their journey. When people see them and say, wow, you look good, you look amazing, they'll ask them what they've done and they'll recommend back to us. So we don't do what we're doing today. So don't think this is about money for us. This is not about money because this is something that I have actually been called to do for a long time, but I've been running away from it because I know what men are like. I'm a man myself, so I know men do not take their health very seriously. So we don't really advertise. We don't advertise anyway, but we definitely don't advertise to men because we know that men, they just, they're just not cut out in that way. They think, oh, I'm all right, I'm okay, I'll be fine. And so many men have had that attitude and it's really been to their detriment because they've ended up getting advanced stage diagnosis, and they try to do a little bit, but often a little bit is not enough, and they try to do too little, too late oftentimes, and then they spiral down that rabbit hole, and next we know they're gone because of laziness, despondency, don't want to be a burden, don't want to speak up because they're being quiet, all manner of reasons. So we're trying to take away all of those excuses by making sure that you have no excuse. We're giving you something that we'll never give to anybody for any reason, but we're giving it to you, brothers, because we want you to have no reason to stop you from taking action and getting your health back on track. One of our clients called me today and he said he'd been using the program, and he said he used to go to the toilet about 4 or 5 times in a day and about 4 or 5 times in the night, and he's so surprised that it's only been 4 weeks and he's now going to the toilet. He said, he went to sleep and he woke up about 7 in the morning and he went to the toilet once. I said, how many times do you normally go? He said, about 3 or 4 times in the night. I said, what about in the day? He said, normally he goes about 4 or 5 times in a day. but he said he's only gone about once in a day. This is because he's used the program, he's followed the process, he's followed the protocol, and he's getting amazing results. And this is what we want to make available to our men. So I don't want anybody to give me any excuse as to why they can't take action, because we've given you today this program, this package at 85% discount of £297. It should be 1,895 for all the things that we're going to give you, but we're giving it to you today because you stayed with us, because you've listened to this video, you've watched it, you stayed to the end. We're giving it to you at £297. No excuse, so you can take advantage. How do you take advantage? 3 simple steps. 3 simple steps. Number 1, you head over to our website at www.vivonutrients.com. You click on take the first step. Then you type number 2, Prostate Combo, but you must put video offer. If you don't put video offer, it's not going to come up and you're not going to get the special offer that we're giving you today. So you must type Prostate Combo video offer. Number 3, you add to your basket and then you complete the checkout. Once you've completed the checkout, you'll automatically get the download link will come up or pop up with an option for you to download the toolkit to your phone or to your computer, to your tablet, to your laptop, or you can have it sent to your inbox and you receive it directly in your inbox, where you can download it at leisure and refer to it and refer to all the guides and the recipes and meal plans and all the additional beautiful stuff. You can access them from your chosen device. If you want to spread the payments, even though we've made it very, very easy and very, very accessible, giving it to you for literally next to nothing, you can still spread the payments over a 3-month period if you have PayPal by using selecting the option of pay in 3. You select PayPal Express at the checkout and you log into your PayPal and they should give you the option to pay in 3. It's subject to availability. Most people get it. You don't have to have a credit check. It just means you have, as long as you have a PayPal account or a working PayPal account, or if you've got a family member with a PayPal account, they will spread the payment over 3 months. They take £100 today, £100 the same time next month, and £100 a month after at 0% interest. So we can't make it any easier than that, guys. We can't make it any easier than that for you to get access to getting your health back on track. So 1, head over to the website. 2, type in Prostate Combo. 3, add to basket, then download the toolkit, and you'll also get access to the app as well. So in conclusion, 1 in 4 black men will get prostate cancer in their lifetime. They are more likely to die from prostate cancer than other men who have a 1 in 8 chance of getting the same disease, or more importantly, dying of the same disease. Whether it's genetic or not, we have a responsibility to help save our men. Men don't need to be dying of preventable diseases. They don't need to be dropping out unnecessarily, because there's things that they can do to prevent that from being their demise. They have lots of things they need to achieve. They've got lots of things they need to accomplish. They need to be around for their children. They need to be around for their wives. They need to be around for their grandchildren. So many people need the men in their lives for different reasons. I don't want men to be selfish, but I'm going to call you selfish if you don't take the responsibility for the level of value that you provide, or that you represent to the people that are around you. So by you not taking action, you're actually being quite selfish by not letting people have you for the length of time they're meant to have you for, because you're not seeing your true value. So there's 3 things that men need. They need, number 1, knowledge. They need, number 2, to take action. And they need, number 3, which is appropriate, proper support. We are making sure that you have access to all of those 3 things through this prostate combo, through this indecent or irresistible offer that we want you to take advantage of, because we know there are men that are suffering and they need to have a way or means to alleviate that suffering. So in closing, there's 3 things I need you to do. I've stepped up to do my part to make sure I can do my best to support our men and support the health of our men, to try and stave off these statistics of the 1 in 4 dropping out unnecessarily. I need you now to do your part. I need you to work with me. I'm only one man. I can't do everything. I can't be all things to all people. I need to work with people. We need to work as a village. We need to work as a community. So the 3 things I need you to do. Number 1, purchase your prostate combo. Purchase your prostate combo. It's only going to be available until the end of the month. The special offer is only going to be available until the end of the month. Or you can gift it as a present for a loved one, or surprise them. you know someone who's suffering with prostate disease or prostate cancer or prostate problem or any kind of reproductive issue. They're having male reproductive issues. They're having low libido. They're having low mood, because this program actually helps with your mood. It helps with your motivation. It helps to really stimulate those organs that are responsible for giving you your higher levels of not only testosterone, dopamine. That's the one, because you're going to get all the amino acids in that, going to really trigger those enzymes that help to stimulate that dopamine. So you start to have that feel-good factor. You start to have that feel-good. You start to feel more motivated within yourself. You want to get up and do things again because you feel you have the energy, because the man up will give you a lot of energy. You have another version for the women as well, but the girl power. But today we're just dealing with the men. But the program actually really helps to motivate you to do the things that you weren't able to do before. So if you want to give someone the combo as a, Valentine's gift, a birthday gift, an Easter gift, a Christmas, whatever way you feel it's going to be beneficial to those around you, you can make that call. But men need to have this combo in their life, because not only because of the combo, but even just the benefits and the additional bonuses alone, those are life-changing materials, life-changing resources. Number 2, I need you to share this video with all your male friends. Share it with all your groups. Share it with all your groups to have access to men. Wherever you can see men or you can have or find men hang out, please make sure this video goes there. Number 3, connect with us on our socials so you can work with us and help us to reach out to as many men as possible and hopefully save some more lives. You can scan and follow me on the scan on the screen. You can use the QR code to follow us on our socials, ask.juicedoctor. You scan the QR code now if you want to take advantage of that, or you can just go to Instagram and type in ask.juicedoctor, full word, and you'll be able to follow us and become part of our tribe. If you have any questions, feel free to email them at askjuicedoctor, that's askjuicedr@gmail.com, or you can go to our YouTube and view a plethora of different testimonials from different people with different situations who've all managed to overcome them using our award-winning well-being blueprint. For more information, you can go to our website as well, myhealthcaregroup.net, myhealthcaregroup.net, or you can go to our oxyfresh.net, where you can get even more additional info. So that's the end of my small presentation for today. I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch it. As I said, once again, please make sure you share, share it far and share it wide, so as many people as possible can have access to this information. I thank you once again for your time. I've been the Juice Doctor. This is to your total wellness. Good night.
Gentlemen, are you tired of the silent struggles that come with prostate problems, low libido, poor stamina, and a general lack of motivation? You're not alone. Many men are searching in vain for a comprehensive solution that ticks all the boxes and provides real results. Well, your search ends here. Introducing our male reproductive and prostate care combo, a revolutionary plant-based innovation containing 6 of the most potent formulations renowned for their ability to shrink enlarged prostate glands, normalize frequent urination, and restore all-round male reproductive health. Get ready to take back your manhood with this 100% superfood powerhouse of plant extracts and super nutrients, carefully crafted with no artificial colors, additives, or harmful chemicals. Let's meet some of the players that makes this formulation so special. 1. Prostate 5, the flagship prostate solution. Our flagship product, Prostate 5, is a game changer. Clinically proven with key ingredients like beta-cytosterol, saw palmetto, stinging nettle, lycopene, and pumpkin seed. It's designed to shrink enlarged prostate glands and bring back restful nights. Say goodbye to sleepless nights and regain control of your life. 2. Manhood, libido and performance boost. Manhood is your key to reigniting passion and enhancing male performance. Enriched with Tribulus terrestris, horny goatweed, and shatavari, to name but a few, this powerhouse supports libido, boosts male performance, and addresses erectile dysfunction. Reclaim your confidence and rediscover the vitality of your manhood. 3. Man Up, testosterone booster. Fuel your masculinity with Man Up. This testosterone booster combines green tea extract, black maca, L-arginine, and essential amino acids to support healthy testosterone levels. Elevate your mood, enhance energy, and unleash the true power of your masculinity. 4. Organic hemp seed oil. Reproductive support. Our organic hemp seed oil is a fusion of organic hemp seed oil and pumpkin seed oil, rich in zinc, magnesium, phosphorus, and essential fatty acids. This innovative blend helps improve prostate function and overall reproductive health. Experience the transformative effects of this organic powerhouse. 5. OxyFlush. Embrace the ultimate gut health solution with OxyFlush, the key to optimizing your gut, colon, and prostate health. Cleansing your colon helps remove inflammatory-causing toxins, relieve pressure on the prostate, and promote healthy, regular bowel function. 6. Zinc. Essential prostate support. Zinc is a vital component. Numerous studies show that maintaining high levels is crucial for prostate health. Our high-strength zinc formulation supports apoptosis and helps restore prostate health, making it an essential part of our super healing combo. The cumulative effect of these superfoods and plant-based compounds creates a phenomenal impact. Studies support the efficacy of our products and their ingredients, ensuring you're investing in a solution that works. Address not only prostate concerns, but also the byproducts of poor prostate health: constant urination, low libido, poor erections, and low mood. We've got you covered. But that's not all. As a heartfelt thank you for trusting us on your journey to optimal wellness, we're thrilled to gift you the Prostate Care Mega Toolkit, a treasure trove of knowledge and empowerment valued at over £500. It's packed full of practical tips, tools, recipes, and meal plans to improve and turbocharge the health of your prostate and male reproductive organs using only food and natural products. Take advantage of this excellent offer today. Invest in your well-being and embrace comprehensive wellness like never before. Say goodbye to suffering in silence and hello to a vibrant, thriving life. Head over to vivonutrients.com to start your journey to optimal wellness.